Unfortunate.
Yeah.
What's this right here?
So, as we know that there's like the whole George Floyd thing going on right now, the whole trial and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to talk about what side I stand on for that or anything like that. But I think that it's crazy that that's such a big topic when other topics are pushed down.
Yeah.
And this is a guy named Mohammed Anwar who was getting hijacked by 2 teenage girls. I think they were teenage girls.
What?
2 African-American teenage girls were hijacking his car, and he is an Uber driver. So he's an Uber driver, and he was getting his car hijacked, and he stood up against these girls to not steal his car. I think because he was like, this is my livelihood, this is my car, I'm not going to get my car stolen. Granted, I don't think anybody should ever put their life at risk
For a car.
For a car.
Yeah.
But he probably didn't know it was going to happen. All this was going to happen. So I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, dude, this has got to be fake because there's no way it's real. And it's real. But it's crazy that you probably don't even know about this story.
No, I'm curious.
This is not even it was on headlines and stuff like that, but it's pushed down so much that I think this is a big issue right now too, and nobody's talking about it.
Wait, what's the issue here? Well, I mean, I get how this is bad, but I mean, like, what's the issue? Like, as far as
the issue is
teen girls running around trying to kill people?
No, defunding the police.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Elaborate on that, please.
I look at it more as there's more crime happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And with a lot of kids out of school.
Oh, so are you relating this, like, as far as, like, stuff that can happen if we defund the police? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying this is what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So I agree with that. And I never agreed with defunding the police. That's
right.
Absurd. Like, especially the same people want to be calling the cops and stuff like that. If you guys want to reform the police, that's a better argument.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Than, like, saying defund the police. Like,
but that might need more funding, too.
Yeah, exactly. And they're sitting here saying, oh, exactly.
Doesn't mean that cops need to get paid more. It just means that people who train the police and all that need to.
Yeah, which I'm not against that at all. I think it's crazy to be like, we got people out here, F the police, this, and that. And it's like, it's just, we don't need to be like hating police like this. We actually need to improve this area. And if everybody can agree if we need to improve that area in our country, then improve it. Don't defund it. Don't abolish it. Like, what are we going to do without police? Have you seen Seattle? Or what was the city that...
Oregon, I think.
Is it Oregon?
Where they completely got rid of...
They got rid of... They basically gave... Did they defund the police or did they abolish the police?
They defunded it. And
the crime rates over there...
Yeah, give you a little what is it called?
It gives you a little...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Give you a spoiler alert. There's a lot of crime going on out there.
They said it went up by 2,000%.
Yeah.
I believe that's the number.
Oh, yeah.
2,000. And
that's probably putting it mildly. That's probably what they could document.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. And that's why I never was jumping on that hype.
Yeah, so little disclaimer before we actually watch this. This is a sick, twisted thing that happened. It's terrible what happened to this guy. He's a Middle Eastern guy, too. He's Pakistani, so he's not just like... This is not like a white and black thing or anything like that.
Well, if it was a white dude, we wouldn't even be hearing about it.
I mean, it's sad that he's Pakistani and we're not even hearing about it.
Yeah.
You know? All right, we are back to recording. Basically, what I'm saying is with this situation is I feel like crime is going up. And I feel like a lot of it has been because of people wanting to defund the police and not giving a crap about... For one, the Constitution. 2, nobody cares about the lives of police officers anymore, which is really sad.
Super sad.
Super sad. It should be a thing where a human is a human, and you know it needs to be put in a sense to where like people can be people and not be put as like, oh, you're always this or you're always that.
Yeah.
I think because of the George Floyd time and how everything has happened, and with the defunding the police, I feel like we're getting more crime like this, and nobody's talking about this crime in America right now.
Well, yeah, it's like kind of the same thing with what was I getting at? It was they basically like they only show news that fits an agenda that they're pushing, and they'll just like push aside everything else. Like I believe Biden is technically the most popular president, right? But if you go to his videos,
he's the most voted for.
Most voted for it. And so if you go to the video,
which if you don't know, people voted more for Joe Biden on paper than they did for Obama. I don't even know how that happens.
Yeah, so but if you go to YouTube and you watch like the videos, his dislike ratio is like it'll be like up 10K or like it'll be up, right? A bunch of dislikes, and all of a sudden the next second the dislike bar is discontinued, or they just don't let you dislike the video on YouTube. So I mean, like,
they're altering the way that you perceive it because you think that everybody's into it.
Yeah, and that's what's happening is like if they say like, oh, like when they said 7 mass shootings in 7 days, right? Well, they don't clarify that a mass shooting is 4 people in getting killed by guns.
I think it
right?
was 5 at one point.
No, but what it's classified as right now.
They're using 3 or more.
3 or more. That's what it was. And so if you think about cities like Chicago where there's killings,
we're talking about people being killed, like
people being
3
killed,
or more,
yeah,
or
in
5 or more people
in a shooting. And there's people in Chicago that get killed every day by guns. So if you in LA, of course, if you count those as mass shootings, you're gonna get them like a lot. But it's not like somebody's running through a school and shooting it up 7 times in a row.
And for the record, me and Emilio are both pro Second Amendment. We're both 2A people. We believe that you have the right to own a weapon and stuff. With that going with background checks and all that, and that is how the system is set up. You know, a lot of people don't even realize that. A lot of people don't realize that.
They think it's really easy to just get a gun. And
it's not easy. It's not easy.
Especially in California.
It's hard to get ammo right now. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but it's a lot harder to get ammo than it is a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I wouldn't say that, but I would say after you own a weapon.
Because my whole thing with the Second Amendment is like, dude, people, if you make it illegal, people are still going to be having guns. It's just going to be the criminals with guns. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And I'd rather have something to protect myself against those criminals, to be honest. Anyway, but here we go. So this is a video. I believe that the person that's walking by and seeing this encounter happen between these teenagers, it's 2 African-American teenagers, if girls at that, if what I remember, and they are trying to hijack a Pakistani man. His name is, he's Pakistani-American. Man whose name is Mohammed Anwar, if I remember right, if that's his name. I don't want to put any disrespect towards him.
I think you might have told me about this, or someone did.
Someone probably
now
talked
that you
to
said
you.
the name, I remember this situation.
Yeah,
I didn't know it had to do with the car though.
But this gets pushed down. Like it's a very headline thing one day, and it's not the next. And I feel like this is an issue because things like this should be talked about. Crime is going up, people.
Yeah.
Violent crime is going up, and a lot of people don't realize that. For one, it has to do with the border crisis, and 2, it has to do with a lot of defunding of the police and a lot of the security that we have.
Have you seen the borders, what they're looking like? I wasn't even aware of this until like recently. I seen the situation, and I'm like, yo, where's your president? Like, y'all got mad at Trump for that situation.
What I think they should all do is Biden, Kamala Harris, AOC, everybody should just go to the border and spend a day there.
Yeah.
And see how it feels to be like the border patrol.
Gross conditions.
Because it's bad.
It's horrible.
Anyway, let's watch this.
They're teams.
So right here, I believe he's saying they're teens.
Yeah.
He's saying that this is my car. They're hijacking me, and the people walking by are like, "Whoa!" What's crazy to me is this person just walked in front of the car.
Yeah, huh? It could have took off.
If it was me, I would have snatched that person out of that car.
Yeah, I would have grabbed the passenger seat person. If you're right there with the camera, that's insane.
Then again,
if they have a weapon,
they don't know if they have a gun or anything like that. But if you're willing to walk in front of the car like that, you might as well be willing to.
If you got the cantaloupes to walk in front of a car being jacked, I mean, because that's a situation where the minute they have a control of the car, they're dipping. They're not staying. So why would you get in front of the car?
Yeah, and I also think there was a confusion of what was going on. They were just like, hey, like people are arguing. Let's go record this, you know? And so they could have thought maybe they were like family members or something until they actually got up a little closer. Because watch. You could hear him throwing it into gear.
Yeah.
By the way, this is blurred out for people who have seen the actual video. I had seen the actual video when it was on Twitter, and I thought it was fake because it was so disgusting. I couldn't believe what my eyes just saw. But here
really?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! She's stealing their car. Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops. They stole the car.
So right here, they
13 and 15.
yes,
Whoa, that's crazy.
I couldn't even imagine doing anything like that. I can't even imagine doing anything like that now, but let alone being on the streets like that, trying to hijack people's cars. This is why kids need to go back to school.
Yeah.
But right here, so they you seen them gun it down the street, and they went over by this parking structure right here.
Yeah.
And the car legit flipped. So I think it hit another car and then flipped with the girls in the car and everything.
Where was the guy?
And he was still hanging out the door.
Oh, geez.
And this is so gross to see, but it also has to be talked about because this guy's poor life. Like, this happened. When it takes off, I'm gonna just turn it down a little bit. When this takes off, I'm gonna go. There's a way to put it in half speed, right? So it this guy's still right here with the door smacking all these holes and all that and all these things. So he's getting. I mean, you could hear him screaming. It's not pretty. But poor guy, man.
And he passed away like in the accident?
Instantly, because when the car flipped, he flung, and it's blurred out so you can't see it. But this video, they ran over there, and then they just kind of got a little closer on. What I was confused about is there's like army-looking people over here, like National Guard-looking people. I don't know who these people are. But this is all. I forget what city it's in too. So
what the heck?
They're pulling the girls out of the girls are fine because they were in the car. They're pulling the girls out of the car, and one of them is trying to get her phone out of the car, and that's all she's worried about.
Be quiet.
Has no care in the world that she killed this man right here, and they know that they killed him because look at. That's the gentleman right there on the ground. He's face down, and there's just blood everywhere, and it's so sad. And if you watch the video without all the blurred out stuff, it's terrible to see. That's why I thought it was fake. I was like, oh,
yeah,
this is like edited or something.
66. Wow.
And this is him on the ground. You can see his feet right here. This is where his head's at, and then there's like blood and his body. It's so sad, dude.
Let's start. No, he's not doing that.
That's not what happened.
So sad.
She said my phone's in there. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, cringe.
Bro, like, it's like, I feel like people think they have immunity nowadays because of everything that's happened over the
cold, bro.
Everything that's happened over the past year, burning down businesses, people being shot, like running over police during all the BLM protests and everything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, jeez. That's sad.
Hello, YouTube. Thank you for watching that video. If this is your first time with us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Should be somewhere right here. Hit that notification bell and stay up to date on all our content as we continue to put more stuff out. We would love for you to join our community in Soul Purpose Music. See you later. There's still time. There should be a video somewhere. Hit that notification bell. We out.